Hi, and welcome to Samantha K Crafts tutorial. This is on an old project that I've done quite some time ago, and I videoed it quite some time ago, and yet I've only just got around to editing the video. So basically it's taking one of our mini houses, which can be for either Christmas or just little decorations. You can turn them into sort of like a fairy tale or storybook sort of houses. Really, you can turn them into whatever you want. They fit beautifully on the little log slices, as you'll see in this video, and they fit beautifully inside the sort of hanging baubles you get. So you can even make a decoration sort of for everyday use or for on the Christmas tree. So with this one, I've decided to make a Hansel and Gretel house, and there are 6 designs in the mini houses. And this one's the design that I call the log cabin, because it looks like a little log cabin. And what it made me think of straight away was the witch's house from Hansel and Gretel, which is of course made up of lots of sweets. So the first thing I'm doing is using some Posca paint pens, lots of different colours, to colour the little diamond shapes on top of the roof, all different colours. Now the diamond shape on top of the roof, this comes sort of drawn or etched onto the house, as do all of the details that are on the houses. In fact, these little houses, unlike a lot of other ones you can sort of buy in your craft shops and that, which are quite a basic sort of design, these are really detailed all the way around, really detailed, with the logs or the stones, or like where you can see all the detail like this on there. And on each of the designs as well, you'll notice the lid lifts up, so you could put like a sweet inside or that if you wanted to make it into a little gift, or you could even, they're small enough, you could hang them on your Christmas tree. And I'm now using a black paint pen and a brown paint pen to go around. And my idea with this was the black was licorice and the brown were like chocolate fingers or chocolate. The red is going to be like strawberry licorice, or like the strawberry laces you get. Oh, excuse me. And in a minute you'll also see I do some white with a red stripe, so it looks like candy cane material. So if you didn't have Posca pens, you could use just paints. You could use your alcohol markers. Alcohol markers work really well on MDF. You could use brushos. You could use a whole variety of paints or that on there instead. I just opted for Posca pens because I do have Posca pens. I have lots of different colours of Posca pens. And they're nice and easy to use. As you can see, they're really easy to sort of draw on with this. You can also see that lots of the video is sped up. That's because I'm sure you don't want to see me drawing the lines or colouring bits in the same over and over again. And so, yeah, certain bits are sped up. And I'm sorry that I keep going off screen. Like I say, this was quite an old video, and I would still do it nowadays because sometimes you forget. What I've done here, I'm going to try and stop saying as you can see by the close-up, is I've just, on the candy cane pieces, I've used a black fine liner just to make the lines more clear, to make them more defined. Just because I thought it just made it look that little bit better. So now I'm using some stickles. This is, I'm not sure which one this is, but it is very sparkly. I did show it in the video a minute ago. Hopefully you saw it. And I'm using this to just add bits of snow to the house. And the reason I use this rather than the white is obviously, it might have been liquid pearls, not stickles. It was one or the other. They both do a similar job. Just one sparkly and one doesn't tend to be sparkly. So this is, I was adding snow, and like with the pink, it's meant to be like frosting or candy floss. And it's just to add that little bit extra to it. And the difference with this, rather than using a paint, is it's also got that 3D element to it. It sort of goes on 3D and it dries 3D. So it sort of creates that nice different sort of dimension to it. So now it's time to get my log slice. This is a real log slice. It isn't sort of some man-made sort of thing. My father-in-law happened to have been cutting up some of a part of a tree that had parts felled to be cut back, and he was cutting it up because they've got a sort of real log fire, and he was slicing it up and asked if he could slice one of them up into a few slices for me, and so this was one of them slices. These little trees, you can get them from lots of different places. They're really inexpensive. These ones were from Hobbycraft. I think it was like a pack of 6 for £2 or 6 for £1 or something like that. So yeah, I got them from Hobbycraft. They came with the frosted stuff on, was nice. The gold bases made them not look too natural, so as you saw, I painted over them in the green. So now I'm taking some gems, and you would be forgiven for thinking, why on earth am I sort of taking gems to make this sweet sort of field house? But as you can see, I've used my Posca pens, and now I've painted over them, and I'm giving them a quick dry. And once I've dried them, I will use my fine liner to add some little black dots to them. And you will see that these gems, which are a really nice shape, now take the form of little cookies. And this then goes with the theme. So it's always good to remember that when you are trying to create something for your project, you don't have to have a specific thing, and remember to think outside of the box. I wanted a footpath to the little house. I wanted it to be something that was sweet orientated or food orientated, and these were perfect. These are perfect. They look like perfect little muffins or cookies or whatever you choose, to think that they are or that they're like. They look fantastic. And that's it. You've got a great little pathway now. Oh, excuse me. So I'm adding some glue. Now I'm happy that I know where the house is going. I'm adding some glue to the bottom of the house and sticking that down. And then I'm going to put the little pathway in place. So it's just taking what were the gems that have now been altered into the sort of little cookies and putting them where I want them. And as you can see, they fit really well with the project. But obviously when you see them as a gem, you think there's no way that they're going to go with it. My tree bases are all dry now. So I'm just having a look where I think that they'll sort of fit the best. And remember, I'm not looking at it from the top, I'm sort of looking at it from the front. So it's where I can sort of see the trees nicely around the house, like that, so that they've got a nice positioning. So I'm adhering them all on. Or I've adhered them all on, and now I'm having a look to see if I want some other ones on there. And you can see that I decide that I do want it, and then I realise that I haven't painted the base green, and having a gold base to the tree doesn't make it look too realistic. So quickly taking it off before the glue's dried, giving it a paint, and now I'm going to pop it back on again. So yeah, just take a look, check that you're happy with how it is. It just looks so cute. It's just, oh, it's so adorable. I think because it's got so much detail in the house, it just looks really cute. And now it's all painted up with the trees around it. It does look like a little forest scene. So I've got some moss here. I'm cutting off the ends of the moss, the sort of stalky bit of the moss, and then sort of spreading it out a little bit. And I'm going to sort of position this around the house. And if you don't like your fingers getting mucky, obviously use a spreader or a brush or something like that. I mean, I don't mind my fingers getting mucky, so I'm just adding a bit of glue. In this case, it's Cosmic Shimmer. Adding a bit of glue, spreading it around, and then sticking the moss down. And I'm not aiming to get everywhere and fill every little gap. It's just to give the presence of the moss and to give it that sort of foresty sort of feel. Not everything has to be filled. You don't have to cover every bit of wood. The wood's very natural material anyway, so it all sort of blends in really well together. And that is pretty much your scene created. It's a really easy project. It's just putting the house together and then painting it as you want it. I mean, as you can see, it makes the most adorable project. Anyway, I hope you'd enjoy the video. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And we hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.